want to thank a few individual people for making this event happen. First of all, Nancy Green for helping us make this project come to life and helping us fund it. Scott Strange for coming up with the idea originally the idea was to paint murals on the walls, but because it was very dangerous to have students up on scaffolding, we decided we'd do what we call portable murals. But it was the brainchild of Scott Strange and Eric Constantino, added the dramatic touch of the unveiling, which I thought was very clever. And this is our second year of making mural paintings. And we've continued with the modern art theme. Last year we featured Diego Rivera and Marc Chagall. So these are our paintings from last year. And the students and I were drawn to modern art because it's an exciting movement in art. It started at the turn of the century in the late 1800s and carries into about 1970s. And I'm going to start with the work of Georgia O'Keeffe, who's a very well-known American artist. Georgia O'Keeffe is known for cropping her work, choosing subject matter that's sort of pure and simple, but really zooming in and looking at things a little bit differently. And my first artist is Chelsea Gilmartin. Chelsea's a senior here at Timberlane. And what's really great about viewing Chelsea's painting is that this is the first acrylic painting that Chelsea has ever done. And the name of the... Hi guys. Glad you could come. The name of the painting is White Flower on Red Earth, and it was painted in 1943. So Chelsea, please unveil your painting. Our next artist is Kyla Marcelonis, and good. She also designed the poster that's outside the door, the announcement for the opening this year. And the name of Kyla's painting is Pink Shallow Seaweed, and it was painted by Georgia O'Keeffe in 1937. So we do have someone holding it from behind, so don't be intimidated. Beautiful. Allison Doty is also a senior here at Timberlane. And Allison did the third and final Georgia O'Keeffe painting, and the title of Allison's is Poppy, and it was painted in 1927. Thank you.
Either it's going to fall?
No, it's not going to fall. Just hold it. Sorry about that, Allison. Sorry.
Dinner in the cafeteria.
The next artist I'd like to introduce, well, the famous artist is Paul Gauguin. He was known for his experimental use of color, and many of his paintings reflect his interest in Tahitian culture and primitivism. So Maren Dennison is the senior who did this painting, and Maren, too, this is her first painting that she's ever done. So, are you ready, Maren? And the title of Maren's painting is Joyousness, and it was painted in 1892. Next up we have Maggie Bailey. And Maggie, too, this was your first painting that you have ever done. It's another Paul Gauguin, and the title of this painting is Tahitian Women, and it was painted in 1891. The final artist we're going to look at tonight is Lauren Harris. He's a member of the group of 7, which is a group of Canadian artists who really paved the way for modern artists, especially in Canada. And they too were kind of frustrated with traditional painting, very pastoral, picturesque painting, and they wanted to do something a little more interesting with color and subject matter and really start to bridge into abstraction. So you'll notice some of those influences in the painting. He's also known for his impasto method, which they actually use knives, palette knives, to apply the paint almost like frosting. So the first artist we have here is Andrea Pernokis. She's a senior, and her painting is Montreal River, painted in 1920. Just be really gentle. Beautiful. forward to people taking the opportunity to look at some of these up close. You really get a feel for the texture of the paint and the colors and the layering that went into them. Our next artist is Dylan Chiacchio. And Dylan, this is your first painting.
Yes.
So 4 out of our 8 artists had never painted before, which is pretty amazing. And Dylan's is also a Lauren Harris painting, and it is called In the Ward, and it was painted in 1922. So our final artist of the evening is Jacqueline Duhamel. Jacqueline is a senior here as well, and she did the final Lauren Harris painting. It is called Early Houses, and it was painted in 1913. And the final thing I would like to say before I give you all an opportunity to walk around and look at the painting and talk to the artists is that these students were here the day that school ended, that entire week in June, and then the last week of June to do these paintings. So I really think it's testimony to the kind of students we have here at Timberlane and the kind of commitment they have to excellence. So I'm just so proud of them.
What was your inspiration for this one? What drew you to it?
I just liked it because it was like a big white flower. She didn't tell us like what we were doing it with, but I just liked the white flower.
We also serve and stand and wait.
Acrylic. And how did you apply it? By the I figured that when we took them off, I was like, oh, I'm gonna not like it anymore.
Because it's just a little bit darker than this shade here. Yeah. Right above the exit sign, and then